Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video. Still working on those photos from New York, still working in 6x8 pocket pages. So here's what I have today. This is a longer layout because I have a left side, a right side, and then I have an insert in between. So this is my left side. This is really the only configuration I can use for this because I only have one 4x6 photo and these two pockets. So I've already decided this is how the placement is going to be. But I have no idea what I'm going to do on this card or put in here yet. So that's my challenge here. Then I will have an insert. This will be journaling, or at least that's my plan, but I need to stamp or put something in this little circle, I think. And I chose this one because the gray. It's pretty neutral, so I think it'll work with all the colors I have here. On this side, I have one photo and a card. Here, I think, if you can see the pattern, there you go. I think I'm just gonna stamp something or put some embellishments on here, but again, not totally sure. So I have to work on that. And then this will be the right side. Now this is a 5x7 photo. Clearly I'm going to have to cut it then because I have a 6x8 page and a 5x7 photo. So I have to lose a little bit, probably on this side. And then I have no idea what the background's gonna look like or what else I'm gonna put on there. So really I'm working on three separate things that will come together as one complete layout when I'm done. Because there is some black in these photos, I've decided that I'm going to use this sticker here, NYC. This is from a pack that I actually bought when I was in New York. It's made by Paper House. So it's all things New York City, and I like the look of this one, the way it's intertwined, and I think that black will work because it'll bring everything in, and when I stamp, pretty much, you know, it's going to be black 99% of the time. So I think I'm going to put that on here as my first little element that I do and see how it looks. So I've put the sticker on there. I like it, I'm happy with it, so we're just going to put this right in here. So that was an easy one. And then I think I'm going to save the 6x8 page for last because it's probably going to take the most design work. So I'm just going to move those out of the way here and then focus on this left hand side. And as I look at this, not only do I need to do something with this card, but I think I might need something up here. It is a beautiful ceiling, but really the focus here are those huge, lovely windows with light coming in. And so I think maybe I just need something up here. So I need to work on those two things for this side of the page. I've made some decisions about what I'm going to do with this card. My plan is I'm going to take this stamp set and stamp around here in that white space there inside that label. I like it because the phrase works, you know, around here inside Grand Central, but then I like that it has the little arrow here and it will point the viewer's eye to the next page, which would be the insert in the right hand side. So I think that'll work. Also, let's see if I can zoom in here. This is an older set, 2015 by Kelly Perky and Christine Heron, in case you're trying to locate that. And then I think over here to the left of the label, I'm going to stamp this Empire State Building. So it'll actually appear like that next to the phrase that's in there. And then I may leave this upper part blank. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to start with the stamping and see how it goes. This is also a Kelly Perky set. This is called, let me zoom in there, Big City Love from 2017. So this one might still be available since it was just last year, but I'm not sure. Check out her site to see if it's still there. So I stamped the phrase there. Now I am working on stamping my little Empire State Building here. So that's going to go just to the left, right about there. Make sure I press it down well. Yay, I love it. Clean off my stamp quickly. And then, oh boy, I still have to figure out what I'm doing up here. So as I've been looking at all of the stuff in my stash, trying to figure out what to do with this card, I realized that I have these. These are some sequins. It's kind of hard to see here, but they are from Felicity Jane. I had these, at least a year. I used to subscribe to their kit and have taken a little break for a while. But I've had these sequins for a while, and I'm not a huge sequins person. I don't use them a lot. But look at the coral colors and the gold, I think will match very well here. So I think I'm just going to kind of drop some randomly, see where they fall, and then just glue them on accordingly. So wish me luck. For this card, I actually think I'm going to switch it to the top and move the photo down, because when these are next to each other, these cards would be facing each other. So I think I like them better the other way. So that's step number one. Then for the inside of this, I think I'm going to take this little stamp here that says never stop exploring and put that right in that circle. So let me take out the card here. And then I might as well just switch this photo right now, since I'm going to have it at the bottom now. And then when I'm done stamping my card, I can put it at the top where it's supposed to be. So I did stamp the card here. There's a close-up of how it looks. I'm happy with that. And I definitely like the two cards being a little bit separated. So I think that's all I'm going to do with that one, because I will journal on this, but I'll do that off camera later. And then I just have this one sitting here waiting for it to dry. It's probably okay, but I am just going to let it sit there for a little bit more just to be sure it's really done before I put it in the pocket. And then I'm still trying to figure out what to do up here. So I'm going to look through my stash again and see what I can find. So it took me a while to find some stuff in my stash that might work for the photo that goes up here. And I found this phrase. Love this, really. And it's all in black, which I think will work with the other black ink elements that I have. And I think I want to do it in the upper left-hand corner, because this is already to the right and this is to the right. So I think that will help balance in that visual triangle. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on that and put a staple in. Nothing too exciting there. So we'll take care of that at least. And these phrases here on these little label type things, I found some digital files online, and it just came with a bunch of these different travel word phrases. And so you just, purchase them, print them out at home and cut them. So that's all they are. There's no real trick to it. It's nothing fancy, but I'm getting a lot of mileage out of them, which, I love. I think I only paid maybe, I don't know, $4.95 or $5.95 or something for them. And I will use these for a long time because the phrases are so universal for travel stuff. So I feel like I'm really getting my money's worth. All right, so I adhered it, put the staple in, it's done. It can go right in the pocket. So, oh my gosh, I think the left side is done already. Get that in there, there we go. So that one's done. This side of the middle is done. This side is done. I don't think I'm going to add anything here either, because when this is flipped over, it will actually sit on top of this page. So you'll be able to see a little bit of this peeking through. And with this huge sticker up here, I really don't think it needs anything else. I don't want to distract from the board because it's got some, cool things on it. Hudson Line, and it shows all these different locations of the train. So that's pretty cool, and I want people to be able to see that. So really, those are done. But what that means is it leaves me with this. So I have to do the right side of the page now, and really, I have no idea at this point. Obviously I want to showcase this big, beautiful photo, but that's about as far as I've thought so far. So I'm really going to have to put some work into finding some background paper and figuring out what I want to do to highlight this photo without detracting from it. I don't want to overdo it. So we'll see how it goes. So I've started this right-hand page here, and this is actually what I'm starting with. Look at that beautiful paper that has gold foiling on it. If you watched my video where I was gathering stuff up to start this album. You would have seen this paper. I actually bought it when I was in New York at a place called Paper Presentation. It was an 8.5 by 11 sheet, so when I cut this, I still have these pieces left. So my hope is that I'll be able to work them in somewhere else. But I love the foil on this paper. And at first I thought it might be a little bit too wild, too loud to go with these other pages here. But then I thought about it some more, and look it. You know, the famous clock face here has gold in it. There's some gold elements here, all around here with the lighting. I think maybe it'll work. I mean, I'll have to tone it down, obviously, but I think I can make it work. So I've already cut the picture, and I cut it to 6 1/8 and 8 1/8 to make it fit here. So that'll sit like that. And then I want to do some washi on top and bottom in black to break up, you know, the busyness of this pattern and kind of tie that black together. And I have two choices here. I have this one, which is just kind of a subtle random dot pattern. Let's see if the camera will pick that up. There you go. And then this one, which is a script font. The camera's not doing a good job here. But it's, you know, sort of just a random pattern of writing, but it's mostly black. And so I think one of those will work. I kind of like this one a little better at first, at least because it's thinner. And so I kind of like the idea of just having a thin line that separates it. But I'm wondering if the thicker one would be better because this is such a busy pattern. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down this first and see how I feel about it. If I'm not sure, I'll try some of this one. The wonderful thing about washi is if I don't like it, I can just pry it back up again and it'll be fine. So we're going to test with this one and see how it looks. I was having a very hard time deciding between these. So I left the, excuse me, the dots one down here just to show. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to try this one. And I think this one doesn't really go. I'm trying to do a mix of kind of, you know, this old school style of the building with a more modern feel to it, because I do have this, which is a very modern looking, you know, font and sticker. Excuse me. I have a modern kind of looking stamp over there. And then I have this with these sequins and this. And so I just feel like maybe this is too old school. And I'm feeling like maybe I'll be able to use that on the pictures I have from the New York City Library. Maybe that's a better fit because it's font, it's reading, learning, that kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to remove this one and just go with the dotted pattern instead. So because this side of the page is really so busy with that pattern, I felt like I needed to bring it in somewhere on this side of the page. So what I chose to do was take one of those extra strips I had. I just cut a little strip off the top, and I'm actually going to adhere it under here, just so that then we've got a little bit more of that element on this side. And I think that will help bring it in. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on there. And I want it going in the same direction as this side. So the pattern needs to match. And I'm just gonna line it up right underneath the phrase there. There we go. And do I want to staple in it? No, I don't think for right now I do. So I'm going to leave it like that. Put it back in here. See, this is what happens, you know, when you're trying to design on the fly. Doesn't always come together in the end the way that you thought it would at the beginning. So I have to go back and add some stuff. Now, to finish out this side, I think I'm going to add this little cork element I have that says stop. Because when you're in there, you do need to stop. You need to stop and take everything in and just look at the beauty of this building. This architecture is fantastic. So you really need to stop and enjoy it. So I'm going to add that on there as another element. So I thought I was done with the left-hand page, but I wasn't. I went back to it again. To bring in more of what's on this side, I did choose to add just a little short strip of washi there, just so that then we have all of those elements on both sides to give it a little bit more balance. And then this should be dry now, so I'm just going to put it into its page protector here. My hope is that that gold foiling will still show up nicely behind the page protector. Yeah, it does pretty well. All right, so this is what we have kind of in total here. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. So when you open the layout, you'll see the left side. You'll see the insert sitting here. It'll flip. You'll cover up most of the pocket that's down here in the sequins, but then you'll get this nice graphic sticker and then the beautiful right-hand side page with that lovely gold foiling background. So here are the final close-ups. Left-hand side with the sequins, the phrases, and the stamping. Insert, pretty simple there. And then the bold right-hand side. So that's it. Another layout done. Thanks for watching.